Hey guys.
Hey, how you doing? I'm really looking forward to the lesson this week. It should be challenging, and it's based on the verse of "Be still and know that I'm God." Something that we don't do really, really well. So, as a kind of an icebreaker to get the conversation going and everything, I thought it'd be kind of cool to talk about, you know, what's your view of eternity? How do you picture eternity? Do you have any kind of parables or physical examples that you could use to help you kind of imagine what it is eternity like? That'd be a
Wow,
good icebreaker, huh?
that's a heavy one.
Oh yeah.
That's a brain breaker.
Oh.
Let's start with metaphysics for our
Okay. Yeah.
icebreaker.
Yeah.
Big philosophical question.
I would love it. Wait, you think it's something simpler?
You could also answer, like, in eternity, what would be the one food you would eat forever and ever and ever, amen? Or what would be the one song you would listen to if it was repeat for eternity? But
Well,
describe eternity to me as heavy.
pretty-
Take whichever one you want.
Yeah. Whatever.
Try them
Whatever
all.
gets you going. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but getting serious, we want to go down. We've got three things that you guys can think about, and one in my lesson, I'm going to talk about being busy. I'm going to share the idea that maybe you're not as busy as you think you are. You're not working 6 days a week, 12 hours a day to plow the crops and put food on the table. And so that may look different than it feels, or it may be different than it feels. So why don't you ask each other and rate, how busy do you feel? And then kind of circle back around and talk about, how busy are you really? And what are you doing with that time?
Great. Doing
Yeah.
kind of an inventory of yourself. Here's another one. John mentioned today in his sermon a quote that we used to scuba dive in a sea of words, and now it feels like we're jet skiing across the surface of streaming media. So
Right.
we're not going as deep as we used to. We'll settle for a Google answer in a little bite of information instead of reading a great book on a subject and learning the ins and outs. So the question is, how is technology managing your life? The way that you answer questions, the way that you search for information, the way that you respond to people. Has it caused you to become more impatient or to do things in a shallower, shorter way? Do you ever open up a big book anymore and go deep into it? So just talk a little bit about whether you've experienced any of that slide in your life. I think we all have some technological slides, so
Yeah.
see what comes up when you talk about that.
Yeah, the article that I'm going to quote is titled, "Is Google Making Us Stupid?" So it's a good question. So the third thing, and perhaps the most serious, is where we want to end up with this, is we want to learn how to be still and not only know God, but let Him have more control and influence over our lives. And so it might be interesting for you guys to talk about how's that going for you? How difficult or hard is it to just sit and be quiet and to be still with God and to feel at one with Him? Where do you do that best? How do you do that best? You may even talk about some things that make it difficult or that make it easy, and things that you want to share with your group members or your family members. So,
Great.
yeah,
Good.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, and in the next couple weeks, we're going to do a lesson called Afraid to Be Still. We're going to do one called How to Be Still, Part 1, and then we'll probably do Part 2 or
Yeah.
something like that. So,
Yeah.
We're looking forward to this series.
But we know this is something that everybody wants to know more about, and so have a great group, open up and share with each other. We love you guys.
Have
a
fun.
great
See ya.